Hi, everybody. It's Carl Emberson here, live from Punta Mita, checking in on this beautiful sunny Wednesday from a warm and sultry Punta Mita in the middle of summer as we look forward to today's special guest. Now, this one goes back a long way. Francis and I worked in 1987. We worked together. It was my very first job in Argentina. I didn't speak one word of Spanish. I probably don't speak more than one word today. Hola, Eva. Then my friend Juan Manuel Reyes. And, well, those were the good old days. We were back in Las Leñas, which is a ski resort in the middle of the Andes up there with about 3,300 beds. And beautiful, beautiful, way up there in the mountains. And Francis was my first boss there. He was the director of food and beverage, in charge of all the food and beverage of Las Leñas, and those were great old days. There were a lot of good friends that we made from those days, and many of you know Francis Mallmann. He's a world-renowned chef, Seven Fires, his barbecues, his grills, his restaurants, they're world-renowned, and his cooking style, his creativity, and all that. And above all, he's a really good guy, and it gives me a lot of pleasure to talk to him today. I believe he's in Mendoza at the time. Francis and I caught up in Mendoza many years ago when I was the manager of the Park Hyatt in Mendoza, when we created the Masters of Food and Wine of Latin America. We did that in about 2005, I think that was, and that was a fantastic event around chefs, around lifestyle, and all in the vineyards of Mendoza. I remember Laura Catenas was with us, Pepe Sucardi, a lot of good people. That became one of the very first emblematic food and wine events that was created in Mendoza back then, and a bit of a game changer for the destination in terms of events that promoted a destination around food and wine. And I see Francis is checking in here with us at the moment, so I'm going to just get him on channel here with us, and I'm looking forward to talking to him because I haven't spoken to him for a while. So let's see this checking in today. As I check in with Francis, I see he just checked in. So here we go. There we go. Pedro, thanks a lot, mate. And here's friend, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Mendoza, Argentina, Francis Mallmann. I hope you're there, Francis. Coming in. Here I am, all the way in Mexico.
Hi. Oh my God, Carl,
Francis,
you look so young and handsome. What are you doing there?
I've just come back from opening up a beach club here in Punta Mita.
Ah, how very nice.
Believe
how
it
very
or not,
nice.
Paradise is still open, and it's actually, we're just doing a soft opening today, and just tasting some tacos and thinking of catching up with you. How are you, Francis?
I'm very well. I'm in Mendoza in the mountains. Today it's very cold. We have a snowstorm in the Andes. We have like 0 degrees. It's minus, a bit minus. So it's beautiful. I love the winter. I love the cold. Yeah. I've been all day sort of working, riding around in my bicycle. So life is good here, you know.
I've seen the beautiful colors of Mendoza in some of your posts, and it takes me back to the days when I think it was way down in about 1987 or 88. I think there's a photo there of us in Las Leñas.
Ha! Oh my God.
You were quite the good-looking young chap.
Oh my God, look what I lost everything up there. But I'm a happy man, Carl. I'm a very happy man.
That's the way, Francis. And I know we've seen a bit of each other over the years, and you still look happy. How many children do you have now, Francis?
I have 7 children.
7.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And how's everybody? The kids are well. Some are growing up. Some are smaller.
Yes. Well, I have one from a year and a half all the way up to 39.
Wow.
So I have a wide range of ages.
Wide range of ages. Fantastic. And tell me, how is Mendoza, Francis? Apart from its winter at the moment, Uh, you've got a couple of restaurants. You still have 1874. What else have you got doing in Mendoza?
Well, in Mendoza, I have 5 restaurants, but three of them are closed because of the pandemic, because of the COVID, So we have permits to open, but there's no tourism here, and we mostly work with tourism. So 3 of the restaurants are closed and 2 are open. I have one open called Oregano, which is sort of it has a bit of a grill and a pizza restaurant. And then we have a restaurant in a winery called Caiquen, where we have an outdoor seating there for about 100 people, and that's doing very well because it's outside. Even if it's cold, as you remember, the beautiful sun of Mendoza in the winter it's so delicious. You just sit outside, and even if it's below 0, you're well, because it's strong. Yeah. We're high here.
Right. Yeah, that's amazing. And talking about, Francis, about Alfresco Dining, I think that's where I think in the immediate future, that's what I think is going to be the thing that's going to happen, isn't it? Or like on the beautiful terrace of the Park Hyatt, or at Caiquen, or in Sucardi, everything outdoors.
Everything outdoors. We reopened the restaurant in France, in Provence, 2 weeks ago. That everything in Provence is outside, and we're doing extremely well there. It's packed with people since we opened. So, that's nice because of my 11 restaurants, there are only, there's 4 open, so right. 7 are closed. So, but here we are. I'm happy. I think I'm optimistic. I think that things will get better and we will get back on track and tourism will be back and so on.
Sure, yeah. And, just so you know, here in Mexico, it's a bit the same, Francis. Things have been closed down. However, as you say, forever optimistic that, with our creativity and our ganas, as they say in Spanish, to get things done, things will happen.
Yeah, I think they will happen, and I think there will be something good about this. I think that all of us, we will have to rethink our lives, our work. I think that it will be a rebirth of many good things. This sort of halt we had, this sort of stop, and this mission we had to stay at home for months has made us all think on how we can do better for the planet and everybody, and be more sharing and so on.
True, Francis. Could I be right? It could be a rebirth of you as a singer?
Ha! I don't think so. It's a bit late for that. It's a bit late for that, Carl. Look, here are all my guitars.
There you go. I've been listening to the odd song, and it brought back memories of us years ago, sitting in Punta Mita, behind with Martin Pitaluga, having a 1 too many reds, and you singing, and it's a lot. But it's good to see you singing again. I'd say stick to cooking, but keep the singing up.
That's good. So I think it's a turning point for the planet and for thoughts. I think that once we get back on track, I think there will be good changes. That's my feeling.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And talking about changes and good feelings, Sabine, my wife, just sent you a big kiss, who's here with us in Mexico. I know you haven't been to Punta Mita, Francis, but you were in Mexico not long ago. Weren't you cooking with Enrique or something like that in Mexico City? Maybe a year?
I was. Yeah, we did. Yeah, last year I think we did a cookout in the garden of Enrique Olvera of the restaurant. It was delicious. It was so nice. I love the food of Mexico. I think it's the most elegant, rooted cuisine of America. Really, it's so complex and so simple. I'm a big admirer of Mexican cuisine.
That's great, Francis. Hopefully you can come down and visit us one day. We need to get a lot of our guys together and do a big use. This is a beautiful resort down here in Mexico, and I'm sure you'd love it. And I don't think I know you play golf, but I think you used to be good, or your brother was good. How's your golf game?
But I don't know. I stopped playing golf because all my friends, they get very upset when they play, and they throw the clubs away and they curse. And I said, no, I can't keep up with you guys with this bad humor. You know, it's such a beautiful sport. You know, you walk, yes, you make mistakes, but you can't get upset. So, you know, playing alone is not very nice. So all my good chums who used to be in the court with me, walking and playing, they got old and grumpy, and I just walked out.
I think that for those of you that mightn't know, Francis, I think that depicts your approach to life. No, why do something if it's going to make me grumpy? You know, life is too short for that, isn't it?
Well, you know, you're in a beautiful place playing a game with a dear friend, and suddenly he's, you know, casting the clubs out of the field and cursing and saying, well, why did I use this wood, or why did I use this iron? I don't know. But I like golf. I love golf. I have to get back into it.
There you go. Somebody's asking there, Francis, why are we speaking in English? I suppose that's how we first met. I think when you and I met, I didn't speak a word of Spanish. I was this young Australian guy in Argentina for the very first time. I didn't know where the hell I was, in the middle of the mountains in the Andes. That was like shock city there when we were up in Las Leñas, and so that's why that person who just answered that question, I think that's the answer. The first way we communicated was in English.
Yeah, that's right. We worked in English for a long time, and yeah, looking at the photograph of Las Leñas, it's you know, it's like 3 hours drive from here, from Mendoza, where I am. I have very nice memories of our dear friend Tito Lowenstein, who created that beautiful, you know, there was a lot of heart into that place.
Yeah, a lot of heart, a lot of sweat, and a lot of hard work. I think there's a lot of people that we all worked together under your tutorship back then in the late 80s. Martin, Guzman, Troca, Christoph, Pablo, Luisa, Mariana. Oh my God, it gives me goose pimples.
Yeah. What a team we had, eh? What a team. What year did you come in? Do you remember, more or less?
I was 1987, I think, when El Flaco left. I came in, and it was me and Martin assisting you for a few years. I think you did 2 more years, and then I took over when you left in charge of the food and beverage. I could now speak Spanish by then, so that was okay. Tell me, Francis, I have one memory, which I wonder if your memory is right. There was a time once when we drove from Las Leñas to Cafayate by car, you and I. Do you remember that trip?
Oh my God, I remember I had a beautiful lady with me.
Yeah.
Yes. I can't remember you almost. Vaguely in the fog. But I remember that, yes.
In the fog,
and
Australian guy, but I think it was to Cafayate. It was like
it was to Cafayate, yes. No, and then we went to Salta, and I think Alicia Delgado was with us too. Right. And we cooked many things. It was a beautiful trip, quite right.
Lovely, fantastic. And I always remember, I don't know if we were sharing the room or something. We're talking about shaving, and then you say you put the hot water first or something like that. Everybody had their techniques, but it was a trip that I remember fondly. It's out there in the back of my memory as this really good trip. But you know, we're getting on now. That was like 35 years ago.
Oh, it's nothing. 35 years. You know what, Carl? Life every year is better. Every year is more beautiful. You know, I'm aging like a lord. You know, I look great. I have a very, you know, sort of a nice tummy. Why not?
Right.
And I'm so happy, Carl. Life
The
gets
way.
better every year.
Wow, I have to agree with that, and I think that approach is a great approach that a lot of people do well to listen to. Instead of getting grumpy, you got to get happy as each year goes by.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's beautiful, you know. I feel that every day when I wake up, I have another day to make love to life, you know, and I think it's such a great thing.
Fantastic. Tell me, Francis, how is Jose Ignacio Garzon? Where is there a project there? You're thinking of doing a hotel school, maybe?
Yeah, we're thinking about doing a cooking school
Cooking
and
school.
a fire cooking school. Yes, it's quite a big project. It's sort of on a waiting list now for a little while because of all the mess in the world. But we've been working on it for many years. We have the land, we have the project. Yeah, it's a nice project to. I love to teach. I love the idea of having a school that can teach our techniques of cooking with fires.
No, that'd be amazing. And whenever you do that, you can always count on me to come down. And I don't do the cooking on the fire bit, but I can do other stuff.
Oh yeah, of course. We will need a lot of intellectual thoughts.
Thank you, Francis. Tell me a quick question: how are the wines of Uruguay? How are you? How's the Viña de Garzón coming along? That's a great project.
Yeah, it's an incredible project. Bodega Garzón is, you know, it's a beautiful building up in the hills. There are 500 hectares of small plots of vineyards, and the truth is that the wines are getting better every year. You know, they're selling very well all around the world. I'm very honored to represent them and to have one of my restaurants inside the winery.
Right. And I see you do quite a bit. You're up at Pebble Beach. I think you went to Hong Kong. You do some of your open fire cooking and with the blending with their wines. I think you've done a few of those.
We do a lot together. You know, they have an incredible Albarino. They have a nice Petit Verdot, very good. Obviously, the Tanats are very nice. And the wines are getting better every year.
And tell me, Francis, how's the wine tourism doing well there? Has it helped to get people to Garzon and to that part of Uruguay?
Oh yes. You know, the winery has in high season like 700 visitors a day. So that's very important. And as well, right besides it, we have the olive oil company, which, you know, there are 8,000 acres of olives there. So the olive oil is delicious. So both things, you know, they're very important in my cooking, wine and olive oil.
If I remember, I think do you still have that little house there? Like you could see the olive, the plantations from your house. When we went there, when I was last in Garzon, was my memory correct?
Yeah, I have a farm up there in the hills behind the winery. So from my farm is a bit higher than the winery, and you can see everything from there. So yeah, it's very beautiful. Uruguay, well, you have your heart there too. It's a beautiful country.
It is a beautiful country, but I'm in Punta Mita now, and I love it here. It's fantastic, and hopefully you can come and visit us next time you're around this part of the world, or I'll organize something. Maybe we do it with Bodegas Garzon and do a big. We have this. If you look at this photo here, there's an island there at the end. It's called the Tail of the Whale. It's the only par 3 natural island hole in the world. Designed by Jack Nicklaus. And the last time some of the boys were down here from Argentina. I think, what was his name? The guy from Papagayo, a friend of Troca, from Cordoba. Anyway, we did an asado out there on the island. So I think that is something that has to that has a Mallmann written all over it. We could do an exclusive dinner on that hole, and we only done one dinner there in our lifetimes, but we can do another one day together, I hope.
Yeah, I would love to go to Punta Mita and spend some days there with you guys and do something nice. We can do as well a big cooking class or something for lots of people with about fires and so on. Well, we have to organize that.
We'll have to organize that, Francis, and we'll get in touch. But first of all, what I wanted to do today is just to check in with you, send you a big hug, say hello, let you know that we're doing well, and I see that you're doing really well, and I hope it's this contagious mood of that every day is better than the other day. That's what Francis Mallmann is all about.
Well, thank you, Carl. A big hug to you, and send my love to the children and to Savine.
I will do, mate. You take care. Thank you for sharing your time with me today.
Well, thank you for everybody. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye.